You know you're capable of more. You feel it, but somehow you keep getting in your own way. Not because you're lazy, not because you lack talent, but because of patterns, so subtle you don't even see them happening. What if the things holding you back aren't external at all? You're putting in effort, real effort. You have goals, plans, vision. But when you look at where you actually are versus where you thought you'd be by now, there's a distance, and it's not for lack of trying. You wake up with intention. You tell yourself today will be different, but by the end of the day, by the end of the week, you've somehow ended up in the same place, doing the same things, getting the same results. And the worst part? You can't quite pinpoint why. Because the habits that limit potential aren't obvious. They're woven into your daily life. So normalized, you think they're just who you are. But they're not. They're just patterns. And patterns can change. Here's the truth. You're not stuck. You're not broken. And your potential isn't gone. What's happening is that your brain has developed efficiency loops. Psychology calls them automaticity. Your brain loves patterns. It craves them because patterns require less energy. But here's the problem. Not all patterns serve you. Some keep you safe, but small. And until you see them clearly, they'll keep running. So let's make them visible. Habit 1, waiting to the right moment. You're waiting for the right time, the right mood, the right conditions. Psychology calls this temporal myopia, the illusion that future you will be more capable than present you. But here's what neuroscience shows. The brain's prefrontal cortex, your planning center, is excellent at imagining ideal futures, but terrible at predicting motivation. Because motivation doesn't create action. Action creates motivation. When you wait for readiness, you're waiting for something that only comes through doing. Habit 2, over-consuming information. You're learning constantly, reading, watching, taking notes, but rarely applying. This is analysis paralysis. Your brain mistakes learning about something for actually doing it. Research on the knowledge-action gap shows knowing what to do is completely different from doing it, because knowledge lives in one brain system, action lives in another, and you can't build the second by only feeding the first. Habit 3, seeking external validation. You want to start, but first you need someone to tell you it's good enough. You second-guess yourself, constantly, waiting for feedback, approval, confirmation. This relates to external locus of control, a psychological pattern where you believe your outcomes are determined by others, not by you. And while feedback matters, if you need it to start, you'll never start. Because no external voice can give you the permission you're looking for. That has to come from you. Habit 4, protecting your comfort zone. You tell yourself you'll try, soon, when things settle down, but things never settle down. Because you're not actually waiting for calm, you're avoiding discomfort. This is your brain's negativity bias at work, a survival mechanism that makes potential pain feel more real than potential gain. Your amygdala, the brain's threat detector, treats uncertainty as danger, and growth, by definition, is uncertain. So your brain protects you by keeping you small, not because you're weak, but because it thinks it's keeping you alive. Habit 5, all or nothing thinking. You start strong, motivated, committed. Then you miss one day, one deadline, one goal, and instead of continuing, you quit. This is binary thinking, the cognitive distortion where everything is either perfect or failure. In psychology, this is linked to ego threat. Your sense of self gets attached to the outcome. So when you stumble, it's not just a mistake, it feels like proof that you're not the person you thought you were. So you abandon the attempt entirely to avoid that feeling again. So how do you change these patterns? Not through willpower, through understanding how your brain actually works. Here's the framework. For waiting, start with ugly action. Don't wait for perfect. Take the worst version of the action. Do it badly, because imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. For overconsumption, set an application deadline. For every hour you learn, give yourself 24 hours to apply something, anything. This forces knowledge into embodied experience. For external validation, build proof for yourself first. Create before you share. Experiment before you announce. Let your internal evidence be stronger than external opinions. For comfort protection, reframe discomfort as data. When you feel resistance, don't see it as a stop sign. See it as signal. It means you're at your edge, which is exactly where growth lives. For all or nothing, embrace the ugly middle. Progress isn't linear, it's messy, and the goal isn't perfection, it's continuation. So when you stumble, just return. That's all. Here's the mental model. Think of your potential as a river trying to flow. These 5 habits are dams, not built by others, built by you, for protection, for safety, for comfort. But the river doesn't need protection, it needs release. And the moment you remove even one dam, the whole river starts to move. You don't need to change everything today. You just need to see one pattern clearly and choose differently once, then again, until the new choice becomes the new pattern. Your potential isn't somewhere far away, it's right here, just on the other side of an old habit you're finally ready to change.